Last week, I painted a tiger for my 5-year-old art pen pal named Finn. In this video, I want to bring you into the process of the painting I made for his little brother, Ollie. And getting here required me to figure out how to put a gorilla and a dinosaur in the same picture. And I honestly love how ridiculous it turned out. If you're new here, my name is Stacie. And each morning before the workday starts for my business, Pine and Feather Studio, I spend an hour making a piece of art for no particular reason, except that I love it. Lately, that's meant becoming art pen pals with my friend's 2 little boys in Atlanta, so we can trade drawings and paintings back and forth through the mail. Finn, who is 5, asked for a tiger, and you saw that in my last video. His brother Ollie, who is 3, had a harder time making up his mind. When I asked what his favorite animal was, Ollie's first answer was dinosaur. Then, after what I can only assume was a great deal of careful 3-year-old deliberation, he changed it to gorilla. I decided the only fair thing to do was to give him both, which is how I ended up at my desk surrounded by gorilla reference photos and a small plastic stegosaurus, trying to work out how 2 animals separated by about 66 million years might plausibly hang out together. So I sketched 3 versions. In the first one, they're nose to nose like they're in the middle of a conversation. In the second one, the gorilla is looking down at the stegosaurus with a sort of gentle curiosity like he's playing with it. And the third, he's holding the little dinosaur almost formally, like it's being introduced at a party. I genuinely couldn't decide which one was funniest, so I did what any reasonable person would do and asked the internet, also known as my Instagram followers over on my business account, Pine and Feather. Nose to nose won, and honestly, I think my followers were right. There's something about 2 faces that close together, both of them completely serious. I needed to work out how exactly I wanted this gorilla to sit and look. So I made a couple of refined versions of the idea sketch, and then I started painting in watercolor. I love painting animals. It's probably my favorite subject. And the eyes are always the part where a painting stops just being shapes and it starts becoming a living creature that's actually looking back at you, or in this case, at his toy stegosaurus. With the gorilla, I wanted that steady, curious gaze that they have. I know if you've been to a zoo or a wild animal park, you've seen that. I imagine that this gorilla was trying to figure out what in the world this little toy animal was supposed to be. This is the part of any painting where I hold my breath a little bit, because it's the moment the whole thing either comes alive or it doesn't, or I screw up and make it look a little googly-eyed. And then the toy stegosaurus, who's having a very different kind of day, wondering who in the world just picked him up and is looking at him this closely. That gap between the 2 of them, the gorilla taking this absurd little dinosaur completely seriously, is the whole joke, and it's also kind of the whole point. Finally, I signed it in pencil, pulled the tape, and there it was. This one's for Ollie, who couldn't choose between a gorilla and a dinosaur, and shouldn't have to. If you want to see how the tiger turned out, or follow along as I make the next one, I'd love to have you. Either way, thanks for being here, and go make something today, even if it's a little ridiculous, especially if it's a little ridiculous.